Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, Mech Warriors. Yes, it is me. I am back again, and we are here for the final round, Div A. This is third and fourth place, duking it out in the Van Zant Militia Scrapyard Showdown. That competition with a very long name. And with me today, I have Mr. G-Ram. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, Ash. Thanks for bringing me into this.
Excelente. Your game match set was very fun to cast, even though I butchered one of the wins.
Oh yeah, really close match. Like honestly, like that was it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I think the team that played better won, and yeah, like just really close.
it was
Back and forth is what you want to see from MTBO. I hope we get a similar drops out of this this matchup here. CXF versus Revenant. Obviously, Revenant is favored. And right now they're at 22 points to Clan Crossfire's 12, and you get 2 points per drop win. With
so
that said,
it is possible, right? It is.
Yes.
It is. It is
the first
possible,
tiebreaker,
right?
as far as I know, is head to head. So CXF 5-0 sweeps. I think they will take third place. I think.
Now, see, if CXF 5-0 sweep, then if it's straight up head to head, that's good because I got to go to work like ASAP. So we're running on the we're going to run to the wire here, which is good. I mean, let's go all the way to go 5-0 and then crank out like head to head. Let's go. That'd be ideal, wouldn't it? Oh, geez, what a fucking finish, mate. That'd be great.
Well, I would like to see like close drops, but yeah, I'm if we, CXF went up 4-0, so we had that that decider match, decider drop. That'd be super sick. I'd love to see it.
That edge of the seat sort of shiver. Like, yeah, all right, now we're talking.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we jump over to a bit of map strat then, man? And you can have a bit of a chat because I have done no scrimming at all for this, so I don't even really kind of came in a little bit cold to the last cast, as you probably would have noticed. I was a bit like, I'm not 100% sure what's going to be happening here at the top end of town, but so that's good.
Well, I didn't get to quite catch your cast because I was playing, but yeah, I'm happy to go over my thoughts and opinions. Now, we did lose our match for this week. So
sorry, I kind of picked the wrong map here. What have I done? Forest. Oh, there we go. Classic snow. Sorry, there we go. Right, okay, there we go. Now we're on the right map. Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, so my thoughts might not be 100% accurate, again, as we did end up losing the match, but yeah, I think I have a pretty good understanding. This one's interesting because there's, either side can kind of push on the north side and come out. I'll draw red for the other. Oh. This is always an option, so I just want to highlight it first, is to do like this from either team. If you're pushing, you don't want to go through the open in the water side, right? You want to probably avoid this if you're like whether it's streaks or SRMs or like medium X pulse type stuff. You probably want to go inland and maybe through the tunnel, maybe not, but try to avoid getting legged in the open. So I expect that at least one team will kind of play more water side with similar builds to what you saw in the match earlier, with some ER large mix, maybe LMGs, maybe beams, that sort of thing.
How important is Kappa, right? I mean, it is, but it isn't. Is it you want to take it or you want to deny it, right? That seems to be the...
I think it's actually not important for this first drop because everything's fast in general. So you're always going to have the option if you have... if you've won your trades and you're up on HP, you always have the option to go forward and just kill them. You're never going to be like, oh, no, we can't go forward. We're going to lose on this cap. Because what's going to happen is almost certainly... each team's gonna get 2 caps at the beginning, and then Kappa one team will grab that. But that takes so long to win on a pure 3 cap, and everything being light, it's just not gonna come down to that almost ever. So it's actually not too important.
Very, very, very true. Now, just quickly, we've got what do we have? Team 1 here. Let's do some quick stuff. Team 1 locked in Alpha Charlie and. Bravo is team 2 is locked into Alpha and Bravo, actually all of them. Okay, right, so
these are the exact same lances you saw from the match right there, actually. I expect Revenant will have a similar drop deck to Vials on the water. I think they've scrimmed each other more than once this past week as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's similar.
I think once,
it seemed really strong.
I think I saw
it seemed really strong what Vial did, so I would expect something similar from Revenant here. 228, I actually have no idea though. Maybe it'll be similar to what we had brought.
That's also true. Yeah, could go kind of either way, couldn't it? Yeah, let's see what we get. I start on the I start on the blue side actually on this one. Yeah. So that makes it kind of makes it a bit easier.
All right. Well, I can tell you, we're not going to get a drop similar to what you saw earlier.
Oh no, I know it's all right. Okay, so I see what revenants are doing here, and it's definitely some running by enemy. There's a couple of little large, but not much. Let's put it that way. Not much at all.
Yeah, I mean they actually have ER medium light machine type stuff. I'll tell you what, Revenants is going to receive here. They're going to be receiving CXF's push, and it's going to come down to, do they play the angles right and do they kite well enough and punish CXF's push here and maybe leg a couple things out in the open. That's what.
How do you bring up the menu again? My HUD's disappeared. I hate when this
could
happens.
be tab backspace.
Oh yeah, tab backspace. There we go. I've lost the top counter, but that's okay. We can deal with that.
Yeah, I don't think caps will matter too much here. So.
Oh, they're diving straight on. Look, the CXF are just going straight into Kappa at all. It's
they're trying to cap Kappa, which is I can just tell you, it's just a huge mistake. It just doesn't matter. But
yeah.
Now they're gonna go though.
Yeah, it's just an all-in brawl. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm assuming both teams are gonna focus legs here, so we'll see.
Yeah, so good tries, kind of on his own here. Actually, kind of got jumped here by the CXFs, but they, no kill, no leg.
They're stalling a bit on CXF, but Lerm and I think Lerm is getting good crossfire angle shots, so it's not for nothing.
Yeah,
Val's gonna look for an angle to get in. He's got micro pulses. He wants to jump something in the back once his teammates are in fully.
Yeah, CXF stopped very, very briefly, but yeah, like I said, Limgod doing a lot of work there. Now they're diving in here. Everyone is kind of on good try. Captain Cat is running through the group here.
Bacon's getting focused. You see Lerm beaming his legs down. That's huge. Good try falls as well. This looks really good for CXF, but Captain Cat does fall.
Yeah, Captain Cat fell quickly as well. Valkyrie falls. Use Crossfire all over. I think there's too much large on the Remnant side actually here to.
Yeah, they can't recover this anymore, especially with Lerm just shooting in. Artillery is trying to take this fight against somebody's.
Look at that adder over the back. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Koget's getting dived in. CXF kind of getting a little sort of spread, kind of trying to chase them here. I'm trying to move the camera around everywhere as well. They're kind of jumping everywhere. I mean, the Remnants are jumping, using them jump jets, flying the legs, but still got 5 CXF. Yeah, Val gets legged there, but Koget gets legged as well at the same time. I can see. Looks like the Shard is still alive for a moment, but it's about to lose his leg. Yep, Bucks lost his leg as well there. And then here comes the CXF's charge to the last two mechs here in Chili, Hamster, and Unfearing.
Yeah, you just kind of saw that. Honestly, Revenant brought more sustained DPS and DPS than I think Vile had brought. They brought less at your large, but it still was just too much. Where once CXF was kind of in and that Adder had gotten up for free, getting those crossfire angles, they just couldn't deal with the sustained DPS and just
that crystal. I say theta, but it's Kappa on this map. Please get that changed. It's so damn frustrating. That move across theta just pushed them into that corner, and then where is it? Lerm God? Yeah, 420. Look at that. Doing
there we go.
Absolutely maximum damaging out there.
Yeah, I really liked CXF's deck there, honestly. It was really well thought out. They kind of had a good idea of what Revenant was going to do, clearly. Where they're like, okay, we're going to push them, but we'll have that adder on that angle that will punish the rotation into the water.
Yep.
It was really, really well thought out.
Yeah, quite nice indeed, actually. Quite nice indeed. Well, we'll go to the map strat because we don't really need to draw much from that one, but Luthien.
The important thing is, go ahead if you want to switch to the maps.
Yeah. I'm just I'll do the lobby stuff if you want to do some map stratting here.
Sure. Yeah.
So that goes to CXF.
Yeah. Kind of went through Kappa. They stalled here, which I think they shouldn't have. They were waiting for Lerm to get up further. I think with that stalling on Kappa, just trying to protect their legs at that little hill. But I honestly think that was probably not worth it. Lerm's fast enough; he will get there soon enough. They probably should have kept going. But eventually they did go, and they looped around. The key was Lerm in this position over here.
Yeah.
Getting the shots in as they cross into water, because Revenants kind of did this hook where they put everything here and then they tried to escape into the water, but you saw like Bacon Lord and the Kit Fox just getting beamed down and killed by the adder.
Well, it kept them moving too, right? They couldn't sit there and use that sort of ER large or whatever. It's like, oh, hang on, I'm getting my legs bloody shot at by the damn adder. I got to keep moving. Like it's.
Yeah, I think they would have been better off. As crazy as it sounds, they would have been better off kiting back to Sigma, to stay out of the adder Overwatch and at least make it a 7 versus 6. But their deck was just very unfavored in a close quarter engagement like that. They really wanted to be kiting out into the open. Maybe if they had put like the Irby with the ER large up on this hill back here above Epsi from the beginning, it would have gotten a lot of shots and free damage into it. And then maybe they could have seen what the adder was doing and made that difficult to make the decision to play in Charlie 5 instead of going out to water. The Blackjack especially, that's another one that could maybe be up high and further away and not get beaten down by adder and would have gotten a lot more damage out.
All right, let's go over to Lucian there. Let me change that up. Lucian Conquests. Right. What are we going to see here?
Is currently alive. CXF 5-0. We'll see.
You guys had some interesting positions on both your games on this map.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what. Like this map, I do not like it. For comp, I think it's actually a really good QP map, but I do not like it for comp. There's a bunch of like wonky, really strong positions on the rocks that have like invis walls, and you can get stuck and stuff. But they're really strong if played right. And the map in general, I just found was difficult to strat for. It's very unlike most other maps I've played. So maybe just a skill issue there on that front. But yeah, no. So I expect, let's see, CXF or Team 2. I expect that they probably won't put something up high like we did up here, like Coalition did up here. I expect what they'll probably do, and what you typically see, is that they make this rotation at Delta 5, Charlie 5. Maybe they'll have like one mech grab Gamma and then come into Theta, have mechs move up here, like this. The other option that I've seen teams do is they stack everything Alpha Bravo, and they push, they clear the map strat, and they push like this, and they kind of do the Australian toilet and just play it for kills.
Yeah,
you have to be careful.
I've seen that before. I've seen it in a few, even sometimes across the bridge. Like if you just bring like Giga fast, just W across the bridge, just literally no lift, just insanity.
Yeah. Now, if the other team doesn't have enough like DPS, they'll lose that, similar to what we just saw there. But I will say that a spot that I think is really good and isn't really glitchy, is just like a solid spot, is above Kappa. You saw Coalition put a summoner up there, and they did lose that drop, but that controls a lot of this space. If you put a trader up there with ER large, and it can just beam down legs really fast if you push into its Overwatch, and it controls a lot of maps. So I'm interested to see if RVNT will have set something up above Kappa or some other cheeky position. They're actually locked, so we're waiting on CXF. They're Alpha Bravo Charlie, so a decent spread. I imagine. Yeah.
And they've got an assault. They've got an assault player, Sleepy, I think, normally in assaults in Charlie Land. So that's more. I feel like that's a Delta 3 hold potentially.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna guess that he's gonna go straight to Delta 3. They're gonna have one mech scout Gamma and maybe grab it if it's free, and scout a push that could be incoming.
Yeah.
Mech and Alpha will grab Sigma, and then Bravo mechs will probably move towards Theta, Delta 3, and look at denying and maybe capping that.
Yeah, that's interesting actually. Yeah, with the one of your assault anchors in Charlie for Team 1, it's kind of you ain't going to that Charlie 5 side. Well, it's pretty rare that you'd be thinking about going there, I reckon.
One of the things you saw in the Coalition Vile match, you saw that lasers generally reign supreme on this map, like mid-range especially, because it's very flat. It's actually, there's not a lot of positions to like pop start. It's a lot of side peeking, and so a quick laser burn can really punish a more meager alpha of like a traditional pop start, right? Like 2 PPCs versus 2 binaries and like 3 mediums on something like the Trebuchet, which you saw both teams ring.
And yet,
so I'm expecting things like the Trebuchet from both these teams.
In your game, though, right? It was good because, interesting because Jiffy was getting that CT smacked by PPC Pop Tarts on the Bull Shark from you guys.
That was actually me. I was a Cicada up in Charlie 5 was one of those walkie spots I talked about.
Yeah.
And I was just getting free damage on him. Yeah, he was struggling. I think if he had ER large though, for example, he could have shot back at me, right?
I think that happened in the second game. There was a more ER large, and
Bowser
then
was slapping me with the ER large on the Storm Crow.
Yeah. That's
they had enough of that. So I would be surprised if teams bring Daka. They could still do it. It can still be effective, but I definitely think lasers are the way to go on this map in general.
Ooh, now we've just got CXF have locked in very quickly into a couple in Alpha, which will be their light guys by the look of it, but they are mostly Bravo, and then generally one of their assaults in Charlie. So looks like they may be going to the Charlie 5 Delta 5 department. We'll see.
I would say that Pete's. I don't think Pete would be playing the assault though. I mean, Lerm is like the assault pilot on their team.
No, that's true.
And keep in mind, this is not CS rules. This is 315 tonnage. So you can't fit more than one assault realistically in this drop. So I think that Charlie is going to be like a scouting or maybe look at Theta, and it's going to be kind of what I drew on the map, which is an aggressive rotation into Delta 3.
Or maybe snip that Sigma perhaps. If there's nothing there, which is always risky, as Leprechaun found out in your game. Go around the back there.
They got to block second. That was a crossover extension there. I think that he'll have seen that there was 2 mechs in Alpha, and if he still wanted to be Charlie, he's not going to go to Sigma, I would think. Yeah, because they locked second, right? So he could have chosen not to spawn there after seeing 2 mechs in Alpha, which are one is almost certainly going to go Sigma, right?
Well, someone will, because it's kind of you don't give it up for free unless of course you're actually pushing, right? And then you're well, sure, it doesn't really matter because you're going for the 2 minute, 3 minute all in, run at him, W key, kind of kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wait for the old drop chips to arrive.
Yeah, I'm doing some scouting while we wait for them. Can I get ahead of
the
casting here? Get a good idea of what both teams want to do. I think that actually both teams have quite similar drop decks in my opinion.
Okay. What do we got here for Revenants? Mistlinks, Bounty Hunter 2, Summoner, Vulcan, Jenna 2C, Hunchback 2CA, and a Locust. So they're spreading their tonnage out actually quite nicely. Revenants versus bringing like that anchor assault kind of thing. Interesting.
Yeah, and you were kind of we were both wrong or both right. Summoner, it's not an assault mech, but it is a summoner that Pete's playing in that Charlie's. And you can see that he's immediately rotating to that right side of the map.
Ooh,
and he's going to look to control the right side of Theta here.
It's a heavy medium toilet seat. Interesting. Now on
interesting build on the summoner as well. 3 LPL, 1 medium pulse is very interesting. I've not seen that before.
Now the Crossfire have Vulcan, 2 Urbies, a Locust, Warhammer 2C, which is large pulse vomits. Oh, yep.
Sorry.
No, you're right.
Taking some bad trades against the summoner. Okay, continue though.
Oh yeah, Bacon Lord's hurting. I mean, Val has kind of taken a bit of leg damage as well, and butt damage too, and CT damage. Like it's.
He was trying to go for that cap, but yeah, a bit of an overextension given his team wasn't in position to help him.
Yep.
You see artillery, he's trying to make this rotation, but Captain Cat's there to counter that, force him away. Oh, I do want to point out that Hunchback is in the summoner spot. That
right at the back.
Yep. Large.
Yes.
Yeah. So that'll be really key in preventing some of these aggressive rotations from CXF if they did want to make that. You can see he's already getting shots into Pete.
Especially on this. Oh, Locust is nearly legged. Artillery hamster. One more shot on Val's leg, and that's going to get ripped off. Oh, and that Locust has to be very careful now. Very, very careful.
It's really important that the Locust stays alive because it can pressure. Just it being on the field pressures back caps. Right. They have to keep someone watching that.
Well, I feel like we're 3 cap here to Revenants isn't too much of a problem yet, but we've got CXF moving up more on the left now. So they're up on the Gamma side of the map. They've just slowly started across the bridge in most of their lights and stuff. And they kind of got Kogut's butt, actually. I don't think he's kind of realized that they were there, at least 2 of them.
These mechs on Theta are surrounded and they need to get out and they're doing just that, but Artillery Hamster is eating a lot
of damage. A lot, really quickly.
Right now.
Now the 6.
CXF needs to make that rotation that you saw Captain Cat making. Lousy 10 needs to follow him. He's going to get backshot if he doesn't by this Mislinks.
Yeah, he needs to move very quickly. Oh, he doesn't even know the Mislinks is there. He's not looking. He has not seen it. He has now. He's definitely seen it now, and he's bailing out. The other guys have already moved from CXF across to get out of that at least, which is good.
This Hunchback is technically getting shots, but it's so far away that it's not doing that much damage. It doesn't have a range quirk on that, so it's kind of ignorable, but it will generate value over time. CXF really needs to find a way to get this cap. I actually feel like they have a decent amount of control over it right now. I'm surprised that they're not stepping on it. I think it's probably because the Locust is just too beat up, and nobody else wants to do it. maybe Temple do it in a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of risky, right? I mean, you've got these two guys, a Summoner from Sleepy, Mistling's kind of lurking around as well. And they've actually got, what is it, Lumi. He's running away, but he's been sitting there with 6 ER large, just kind of watching that entire trench for quite a bit of the game. You know, CXF come near Theta, he blaps him.
Yep. Well, Bacon's almost down. We see that the CXF has spread damage very, very well between all their mechs. They're all yellow. Oh, I say that, and then the Locust immediately dies. I don't know where that was.
Yeah,
but yeah, overextending.
I don't know where that was either.
Oh yeah, why is he over there? He definitely should be, you know, playing further back and staying alive, like I talked about. Just he could be going for Sigma.
Oh,
for
he
example,
was. Oh, yeah, I see where he died now. Yeah, just over the back there for your
That's
viewers
a
at
big
home.
deal. But Artillery Hamster goes back down to Pete there. Really, really nice burn from Pete.
Bacon Lord is really in trouble too. Like one torso, and that toilet seat's rendered half useless.
On Theta, they're trying for this cap now. It looks like Luminios is denying with that bounty hunter too.
Well, we've got good try here in Kogut as well, just on the side. They're actually harassing Rathnor and Captain Cat. There's no way that they're going to be able to turn that back. They're eating a lot of damage for that. Yep. Ooh, I feel like Revenant's kind of holding this. The ticket is now 400, almost to what, 270. CXF's armor's bleeding a bit. Oh,
if CXF had that Locust, it'd be huge because he could go and step on Sigma. But as it is, I just like it's looking worse and worse for CXF. Lerm's almost dead.
Yeah, Lerm got his one nick on the torso, and he's lost that, which is going to hurt that mech considerably. And he's lost some lasers too with the arms.
And this Hunchback is just going to generate more and more value as they push this right side, which is what they're doing right now.
Well, Bacon Lord is halved and almost lost the other torso as well. But
Lerm God goes down though.
Sleepy gets Lerm God down now. Now the fight is on here. I feel like CXF just need to dive this low ground, kill off Kogut, and good try and just make an attempt of it at this point. You really can't do much else.
Yeah, they're trying. Captain Cat's going to Sigma, I believe. He's gonna go try to cap that. Well, actually, no, he's stopping to shoot, try to get crossfire angles into good try.
It's a good try. Yep.
I think good try is legged, by the way. Yeah, he is.
Legged. Yeah, he is legged. Yep.
Lousy 10, probably like one shot. He's halved. Temp.
Yep.
Yeah, all these mechs are just super. There goes Pete.
Yeah, they're all super weak. Yeah, super weak. Mind you, I mean,
he did
get legged.
No, he didn't get legged.
You got a leg. A leg. Oh no, Lumi gets lousy down. Oh, sorry, Kogut is legged as well, actually. So Locust and Mistling's both legged. Bacon Lord is halved. Sleepy is like legged, actually. Sleepy's been legged somehow. What is going on there? But not enough.
They're all so beat up on.
Yeah, wow.
Not enough.
Yeah, they're really beat
close
up.
Drop. I think that if they didn't have to force that right side rotation, if they had that Locust up still to go around the back for Sigma earlier and punish those mechs as they pushed across the open.
Yep.
You know, from like Charlie 5, they could have won this drop, but not having that option, they felt like they had to push aggressively to try to force the mechs off Theta, and that's just what the Hunchback wanted. Let's see how much damage it actually did.
Yeah, so
only 360 because it's a bit far back, but that damage is really impactful there at the end, especially.
Yeah, you know, we got Sleepy there with 600 right up the front there with the laser bomb summoner and a lot. I mean, you know, decent damage overall from Revenant's there. Lermgod putting in a lot of work as well, but yeah, that Locust is getting picked early in the early game as well. Really kind of hurt CXF's chance there.
Yeah, it's really hard to make that call of like when to jump on Theta and like how passive to play and like when to go for those backups and whatnot. But yeah, unfortunately the Locust is not able to find any value. No cap time, 21 damage. So it's gonna be hard when you're playing against like an opponent that has 3 cap and you're down a mech essentially.
Yes. All right. Do you want to do a bit of map stratting and I'll move these guys around?
Yeah. So you had the Hunchback up above Kappa. Actually, I could use maybe a bigger. Yeah. So yeah, the Hunchback up above Kappa. You actually had a Marauder with ER large, which I probably wouldn't bring ER large for this position, but it's playing like Delta 3 low ground, denying Theta. And then the rest of Revenant's mechs were rotating as needed. You know, back and forth like this.
Yep.
And they just held hard on Kappa, Sigma, Theta. I would actually say they didn't hold hard on Sigma. They really held hard on Kappa and Theta. And there just was never really a rotation to grab Sigma from CXF. So on the other hand, you know, CXF had Gamma and FC.
And Sigma really was like the slither of Sliver the Cap too. So it would have been pretty easy to at least decap it, whether to flip it or not, stand there and risk it either or,
Yeah,
right?
but if you send your looks over there and it like decaps or barely sliver caps and then runs off, something has to go over there and
To,
cap it back,
to deal with
which
it.
helps your
Yep.
team on the other side, right? So CXF actually, I really like their rotation on the left side because they kind of swung back and forth as well a lot. For a while they had a huge concave over Theta, and we kind of saw those mechs in the low ground on Theta on the Revenant side getting beat up a bit. But they kind of got out. None of them died. And from there, CXF just bled more on the rotations and weren't able to overcome to get the Theta cap, which is they just hard played for Theta. They didn't really have Sigma on their mind, especially after Locust died, I imagine. So they just weren't quite able to get it. But it was a lot of the builds we saw, like mid-range Vomit versus mid-range Vomit.
How do you think they're going to play it this side now that they've been sort of, well, essentially swapped around because it's team 1 is now team 2 and vice versa? What do you do as CXF? I mean, if Revenants showed they're happy to bring some large, quite a bit more of it.
Yeah, I actually think that teams are most likely to play a map when you just flip the side the same way they played it like the first one. So I expect that Revenant will probably set up with ER large and maybe this spot back here. Let me clear the map. I'll use blue for Revenant again, just keep it consistent. Maybe they'll put it like an ER large mech up here or mech up here. But I expect Revenant will play hard for Epsi and Theta and Sigma again, and not Gamma, because I think that Gamma is more susceptible to being rotated on and kicking you out.
Yeah, yep. We can't see it coming either, right? Like you can get through Delta 3 pretty easily, and you just don't know until they're on top of you.
So I really think that Revenant will probably play for, in this kind of area, trying to get for those caps. CXF I'm less sure about, but honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they try to use the Locust and maybe one other played for Gamma while the rest kind of set up to try to get Theta like they did in that drop, where they play mostly in this area to try to force the enemy off Theta and then get something on there. I think if that ends up being, it'll probably favor Revenant, that sort of those sort of grids.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it'll be more this side this time in this game with these guys, like on either side, like team 1 and team 2. It's going to be more on this side, whereas last game was they're kind of on their either sides of their map. Like it was last game, there was some D5 going on, CXF were up there, then they were down there, and then D5 the Revenants come in, push them out, stop that sort of Overwatch and that rotation. Because early in last game, we had like 3 CXF guys go up here, sort of be annoying, and then like, oh shit, we need to get out. Like we need to get out of that spot because Revenants are moving back into that area. And I think it's going to be more of this game, just from this side, which will be interesting. Now they've all locked in. Oh, and look at that! It's Alpha Bravo for CXF for the most part this time. Okay, cool.
Okay, so I was a little bit off then. You do have that single mech Charlie.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, it's Temp, and I think he was playing the Vulcan. Val was the one playing the Locust.
Yes.
I would expect the Locust would be the one in Charlie to maybe like eye on that Gamma cap. But maybe you can do the same thing kind of with a Vulcan. Maybe they want the Locust to go Theta, and the Vulcan is fast enough to go Gamma if it's like open.
Well, Axis is now a Streak Huntsman main, so I mean it's entirely possible there could be a trap where he's going to ambush somebody with streaks again. It's not out of the question.
But that's totally that is not a bad play. I mean, you saw the Saber actually used in drop 1 by Vile against Coalition, and it performed quite well with just 3 streak 6s. You could easily rotate that down and gank something that went for Gamma if you knew it was by itself, and you can probably tell because there would be like 1 mech in Alpha.
Yeah,
for team 2.
It's super obvious. I mean, if there's 2, you'd be, oh shit, maybe not the best idea to go and do it.
You probably just don't go. Maybe you go to Sigma instead and then play around there. But I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw something like that. It would definitely. I kind of hope to see it because it's definitely a very creative, interesting idea. But I'm kind of expecting it'll probably be the Vulcan, and he's just gonna look for that side cap. Maybe if he has any amount of contested, he'll just back off and the Locust is probably going to go to Theta. I expect we'll see a similar drop from CXF, like as far as mechs.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Well, they're almost all locked in here. We've got what do we got? Assuming they don't move their lances, which it's certainly looking like it's not happening. They're kind of all spread out, and it's kind of important that there is 2 in Alpha Lance or Revenants here, which would stop any funny business at Gamma.
Yeah, so if I'm right and Temp is in the Vulcan, because remember Team 1 locked first, so they didn't know what Revenant was going to do. I wouldn't even go to Gamma, seeing the 2 in Alpha. If I'm a Vulcan, I would not even go, because you don't have range. If you're like the snub build, you don't have range to contest that cap or scratch them or anything. You're only going to take damage. You're not going to get anything accomplished. So instead, I would probably immediately go to Theta, like up into Delta 3.
Yeah, like you can sort of shoot down here onto Theta, potentially get a shot or 2 in or something similar.
Yeah.
Perfect, right? Like something comes to try and have a bit of a look at at Theta, and just like whack, just whack, no problem.
Yeah, so I think that you were probably right on the money with that Delta 5 area being hotly contested. It's probably going to look like something like this from CXF's opening. Like that's what, and we're going to be fighting in this green circle.
It might even just be
oh nope, we got juked.
Oh no, we got juked. There's 3 in Charlie. No, 3 in Charlie. Ooh, okay.
So the 1 in Alpha is kind of what I was talking about. So this will be interesting. Will Temp and Bucks fight over Gamma? Yeah, because that's something that can decide the game right from the get-go, right? If both players decide, hey, we're going to take this 1-1 in the side cap.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's all in, right? it's a make or break fight. Who's gonna pick the fight? Who wants it? Who doesn't want it? All right. Okay. All right. So 1 mech each heading towards Gamma, potentially.
Yeah, and I would probably bring the Locust immediately if it looks like it is going to actually become a fight. You know, you want to go support that if you have anything fast enough. If they have the Locust again, that's a really good role for it to go. It's like run over there and help on the CXF side.
All right.
All speculating though. We have no idea what will actually happen here.
We're about to find out once the old dropships arrive to the battleground.
It looks like I was pretty on the money as far as the decks go.
Ooh.
CXF literally, I think, has the same exact deck.
Oh, really? Okay. Right. Okay. So, 0 change.
That's an easy way to do it. You get practice with it, and you're familiar with those mechs on the map, and you think those mechs are good on the map, so it makes sense. Not quite the same from Revenant, though. They've changed things up a bit.
Okay. All right.
But in general, looks like they do have that like singular trader again. So I expect it'll probably jump up somewhere. Yeah, Goth, CR, Large Nightcare, I believe.
Okay, identical deck from Crossfire. Otherwise, we've got a Blackjack 1X on Revenant's side. Summoner, Mistlink's Incubus, Jade Kite, and a Commando this time. Okay. Let's have a quick look at what we've got on them then, shall we? So Jade Kite is Gauss ER Large. Incubus is APs and Plasmas. 3 Heavy Large, 1 ER Medium on that Summoner. Commando is just the snub commando with the smalls, heavy, large, mediums, and machine guns for Shadowcat. Heavy lasers for the Shadowcat. Okay.
Buck's trying to scout for himself here. If the Vulcan just like appeared on Bucks, he's just dead, by the way. That thing cannot fight back against the Vulcan. So you gotta be really careful. He's maybe looking to deny something crossing to this Gamma Cap. Maybe looking to grab it, but yeah, he's got like the Mistlinks is not that fast. And ER medium light machine gun cannot defend itself against anything that wants to jump it.
Well, see, Daxus is doing the same thing. He's looking. They're both looking. They're both. One guy's waiting for the other guy to go near Gamma.
Yeah,
oh no,
Bucks is gonna step on this if
for free.
Oh well, Brathon. Yeah. If Temp goes, he will kill this Mistlinks if he just decides to go for it. I don't know if he will. They don't know probably with 100% certainty that he's by himself over there. But this is a huge gamble from Bucks. I do not like this play because he could just die if Temp goes over there.
Well, he's got it. Temp has actually come forward to the bridge, so they're not interested. But they've, you know what? CXF out of that have got Fader instead. Which
they do have that 3 cap.
Isn't the worst. Isn't the worst thing, actually, to be honest.
No, no, it's good, definitely good for CXF. In fact, it would probably be game over if Bucks had gone and died on that cap, because then Temp would grab it afterwards and they'd have a 4 cap.
Yeah.
Revenant has some time though. They're probably going to push up on this right side and try to wrest control of both Sigma and Theta.
Bacon was taking quite a bit of damage because he went up early to that sort of C5 region, and he's got a fair bit of whacking in the CT there. So Gonna have to be a little careful of that. But it's not the worst. It's definitely not the worst amount of damage just yet.
Temp is still just kind of okay. So he sees the mislinks.
Now a little bit here, foremost for what is it for Val? I would have almost gone back and full cap Sigma on my way back because he kind of came around to the right here.
Sorry, he's getting way too aggressive here. He's gonna run into like 6 people. He's got to be super careful.
Yeah.
Aggressive positioning could pay off big time. He's getting a lot of damage in right now, but he's got to be careful.
Sleepy's about to come around and smack him, and look at that. He's open somewhere. He's just got crossfire from Bucks as well. Open CT, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's not good.
The Locust open side torso, it's not as bad as having an open leg. Again, though, I got a question, like, this Locust could have rotated over and grabbed Gamma a million years ago if they didn't want to send the Vulcan down there, right?
Yeah.
Rem got pushed up, just really got a good burn to Bacon, opened his side torso, CT's almost open as well.
Yep. I was actually on his mech at the moment. Now, Revenants are moving up through the middle onto Theta. It looks like they're trying to take it, but Axis is still here, actually. I don't know if they know or what, but each of the guys are getting shot at from Rathnor and Axis, yeah.
Good try is going to jump Rathnor here. I think Bucks might try to come help. Let's see if Temp comes back around and helps Rathnor here.
I think this is
probably.
Yeah, I think this is a bad idea if Good Try keeps going with this. But CXF are also CXF wrapping on that right side. Have actually moved the Jade Kite
down.
Oh wow!
They forced it too much.
Yeah.
Crested over the hill and got shot by 6 mechs.
Yep.
And he goes down.
They're all just sort of looking here at the moment. Jade Kite here, I'm fearing, is getting CT weak. Oh, no. Locust came around the corner straight into Bacon Lord then. I saw that. Oh, dear. Oh, no, that's not good. CXF
They have a 3-cap, but for whatever reason, they're trying to force into Revenant that is hiding in the corner of the map, essentially. It's very confusing.
Pete CT open, chased down by, again, 4 mechs. Chase Pete down. Lousy is getting 6 mechs on him now as well. He's not long for this world at all.
Yeah, they're...
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's gonna be a cleanup from Revenant.
Yeah,
CXF, like they had it. If
they had this,
yeah, they're actually winning the trades. I felt as well. Like they were doing more than fine, and then they just got bored.
I feel like just Locust went round, come back. If you just full cap Sigma and then just sit on a 3-cap, or even go back and full cap Kappa and then go and deal with Gamma, right? Or just harass a Gamma. Just be annoying. And then you kind of force Revenants to come into you. Wow. And look at that. They didn't lose a mech in the end.
They didn't even need Gamma, technically, even though it was completely free for the taking.
Yeah.
They had a 3-cap. They were up on trades. Like, Revenant was basically all crowded on Epsi almost.
They've been pushed quite far back on the map, which, interesting. Sleepy there, 505 on the Revenants with on that damage, and then pretty even for the rest of them. And then CXF just, not just being too aggressive one by one, and you can kind of see that in the damage where no one's really got a hell of a lot out of there, and then it kind of just snowballed from there. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I just got to point out again, like a Locust has got 2 seconds of capture time and 36 damage. This is not what you want to see. If they're going to continue bringing that, they need that 20 turner to go play the caps and be patient and not try to force something early on and die, right? Just it being on the map again exerts so much pressure because the opponents have to always have someone guarding one of their caps if there's a Locust that could potentially swoop in and grab it.
Right, now back to the map strat. You want to draw sort of what happened there because they were all the way back in Echo 5, Delta 5, like pushed in the back section of Delta 5 on the cap point there. Yeah,
so basically it was actually very much in CXF's favor. I'll go ahead and highlight. So we had the...
What map is it now? I need to change it, don't I?
I'll use red for Revenant since they were team 2. So we had the Mislinks that was kind of playing a Gamma, ended up grabbing this cap, and they had FC from the start. And then they played... Honestly, they tried to play in Delta 5, and then they got pushed into Echo 5 with literally everything. Like, all their mechs were here, and then they had, like, 3 of their fast mechs on Theta. And CXF was nice and had a nice concave over them, kind of like this, and a mech here and a mech here and like a mech here. So they had those mechs on Theta kind of like surrounded because the Shakat was getting shots from back here, I saw, and Revenant was just kind of like stuck in a corner. Eventually the Mislinks also rotated back over, but it can't do that much with your medium LMG, and so CXF could have grabbed Gamma, but didn't. Instead they forced into Revenant and just died.
Yeah, there was 2 specific moves sort of here from CXF kind of around corners, and you had 4, 5 mechs each time. Well, okay, not on this corner here, but here there was twice, just bang, bang.
Yeah.
Like Revenant's all just sitting way back, like, oh shit, we're getting pushed. Let's get ready to blap something that comes around the corner. And that's kind of what happened. They absolutely got really, really badly blapped.
Yeah, I mean, Captain Cat did it first. You know, he ran that corner in the street claim.
Yeah.
He got hit by a bunch. I'm sure he got a full scout, saw they were all there, and then backed off and said, okay, that happens. Open CT, not the end of the world. He can play patient, you know, keep pop starting. To do it again after he had to have scouted, and I'm hoping he communicated to his team what was going on. To continue to try to push into that just doesn't make sense to me. It's just very confusing.
Well, they had crossfire as well. Crossfire had crossfire from the guys above Theta. I think it was Axis and oh jeez, I forget. They were watching Theta, like they were still shooting across there as well. So they must have. I can't see how they didn't have at least 3 guys kind of aware that there was Revenant sort of in that area. You know, it's kind of just lurking, floating around. Like we don't want to jump that corner because guess what's going to happen? We're going to die.
Yeah, a little bit strange.
Yeah.
You know, these things can happen.
That's true.
Maybe a communication issue. I'm not quite sure.
All right, let's go over to River City. What do you think we're going to see from CXF, who are on the airport side to kick off, and they've already locked in Alpha Charlie. And where we got some of their bigger guys, 2 of their assault players in Alpha 2 by the look of it. So yeah, they're definitely doing some big mechs in the airport.
Yeah, I don't think Alpha Charlie tells too much because Bravo Lance just kind of sucks in general on Team 1.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks on both sides of it, Team 1 especially. I do think that with assaults in Alpha, you're not going to see a quick water side push. Not that I think you should ever do this, but you're not going to see them just like YOLO cross like that.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Like, sort of,
that would be
push
so bad.
Push like this instead. And the lights can just like, you know, group up and do this if they did want a full send. But yeah, I expect we'll see more typical. Team 1 side is the better side for trading. As you saw as well at the Coalition versus File game, both teams won Team 1 River, and for good reason. There's a lot of good trading positions. You know, this position can punish rotations pretty much everywhere. The D7 spot is super powerful for shooting towards Theta.
You've got so much vision as well, right? Like you just see so much from those 2 spots. You can kind of see what's coming, well, essentially long before you need to really worry too much about it. You know, you're like, okay, they're coming.
Yeah.
You know, we've got a minute.
You can call for your team.
Yeah.
You can call for your team and you can react before it's a problem. 100%.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. It's not like, oh shit, they're 800 meters away and they're about to jump on us. We're in trouble. It's like, no, they're moving. We got a minute. Let's get ready.
The
now,
bigger part of what makes this hard for Team 2 is that Theta is actually closer to Team 1. It's easier to hold from Team 1. Not just because of those trading positions, but actually like it is just closer to Team 1 if you get there faster.
And now we've got the
for example.
Revenant's locked in mostly Charlie Bravo with what looks like maybe a light in Alpha potentially.
Yeah, so I say that because I expect Revenant will play standard. They've been playing pretty standard all these games. Bringing, you know, a mix of range and try to kind of control. So I'm wondering how they're going to set up their traders, basically. I do think that there's some really strong positions for trading on Team 2, but you have to have a good plan as how you're going to get Theta. As we saw, Coalition was unable to do that against File, so they lost pushing too late. So maybe Revenant plans on pushing across and getting Kappa. Like, that's a play you can make, for example. I don't know. We'll see. I'm really interested to see how they plan to either get, you know, to get that 3rd cap, assuming they play standard.
Yeah, it's the Theta is just, it's just such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Imagine Theta was moved up slightly and to the left, and what I mean by that is just sort of slightly over here, right? Like not much, but just slightly moved. I think it would ever so slightly change that imbalance, or you move Charlie Lance further back, just so they can't get there as fast.
Definitely, honestly, yeah, I think that the change the lances would probably be like better. Is just move Charlie and even Alpha a little bit further back. To give Team 2 time to get their setup and get their mechs down there.
True, because I mean, especially that Charlie spawn in D4, it takes ages to get to Charlie 5. Like, it's not a quick trip there Whereas from the airport, you're already up high before they've even come around that Echo 4 corner, right? You already know before they get there. So nonetheless, the guys are all locked in and ready to go. So let's get drop number 4 underway.
Bravo Charlie with only 1 alpha from Revenants is interesting. It's probably not going to be that Kappa play I was talking about then. It probably is going to be either aggression towards Gamma or just a hard FC Theta Sigma attempted hold.
Yeah, I'm definitely not seeing a Gamma thing. Sorry, a Kappa thing coming here from Revenant. At least not in the early game anyway. Maybe later on, like when you guys sort of played, it's like, okay, well now we can start moving there. Because well, 1, we either have to, or 2, we've got some extra armor a bit sort of spare. It kind of depends on the situation, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where am I? I am on the Team 1 side, so I'll just chill out over here and wait for the mix to arrive. It's funny how much of this map actually goes all the way back out on the airport. Like I'm looking at where the runway comes all the way in. There's actually so much distance out here before the map edge.
Yeah. You could go really far back if you so choose.
Yeah.
This is why we don't use skirmish, folks.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Oh god.
There's all the blue lasers sitting in the very corner above the ship. Like,
yeah.
You can kind of see that corner poking out. God,
oh, I could. Yeah. I can actually visualize it. That's the worst part. Oh god.
Nope, not here.
All right. Someone slow to load. This map is definitely slow to load for something.
Yeah, it's this map. It's
slow, yeah.
Always somebody that gets in literally the last second. I'm gonna start looking at the max. Oh no, here they come.
Oh, there we go. That's the music. All right, Team 1. We have Shadowcat, Madcat 1, Heavy Metal, Black Hawk, Battle Master, Irby, and a Locust. Let's have a look at what we got here. Yeah, I see a large, I'm guessing. Yep. Yeah, large. Black Hawk is 7 medium, 1 large, and 6 smalls. Now that is interesting.
I do not like Revenant stack, I'm just gonna say. I really, really dislike their deck.
What do we got here? AP Gauss.
Like it's got like some slow medium type mechs, but you're playing on Team 2 side where you're gonna struggle to get the 3rd cap. And then you have this Cyclops of AC5. Like I really want to see what their plan is with the Cyclops, because I do not see how that is going to find use at all.
Yeah, so we got a Cyclops, Vulcan, Irby, Bullshark, Hunchback 4P, an Exy, and a Fleas. Now, Koga taking a lot of damage, and CXF actually electing not to jump on Theta at all, just sit behind it. Just wait and see who comes to say hello, basically.
So Irby's running up to this nice little spot here, it looks like. Gonna get crossfire and force these mechs off Theta, I imagine.
I wonder if this is potentially a CXF could have taken Theta and haven't, essentially waiting for Revenants to kind of come in. Is this maybe opportunity lost? I don't know just yet.
Yeah, I would say so, because with this Irby, that they either have to go kill this Irby or they need to do some sort of play. They're going to lose control of Theta with this Irby uncontested here, and the fact that they didn't already get it. It's already been decided, basically.
Yeah, so we got the Locust running across the water here. Just straight across.
The Locust cannot get up there as far as I know. You need JJ's, so I don't know what his plan is here.
So we got a Bull Shark over here. What is on Unfurious Bull Shark? 5ER large.
He's trying to climb here. Can he? Oh, maybe he's trying. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's getting shot now.
Only problem is he's got crossfire now from the other guys on Revenant. So, Locust can get up there. Yeah.
Oh, why didn't he commit?
Oh, but he slips back down again, right? Okay, so it's one of those terrain things where... Oh, no, this is not... I don't know if this is ideal because we've got 3 crossfire guys coming in here. Unfearing has butts, right? Unfearing has butts in that ER large thing the entire time.
They got to deal with him, though. I like that Captain Cat is up here. Its plasma AP should beat the ER large LMG.
Decisively.
In a fight. Yeah, he just needs to, take it slow and kill him without exposing to the traders. And he is winning the trades, it looks like.
Kind of.
It does lose his APs though. It does lose his APs.
It's kind of a bit of a legging fight almost. Either of them have both got really, really weak legs. But in the other point here, though, we've got Lousy, who's kind of moved up in a little bit of kind of almost no man's land. And in the meantime, we've got the assaults here, Unfearing and Bucks in the Cyclops, kind of just putting in a lot of crossfire right now into crossfire. Oh dear.
Such a clusterfuck between these two up here.
It is, isn't it?
Go down there.
Yep.
And oh no, Captain Cat, stop exposing. You got to get down. Get out
now,
of
Captain Cat has, yes, obviously the good try is dead in the Irby, but it's kind of cost Captain Cat his mech because he's only got 3 plasmas left at this point. Val is running in. Val just got deleted. Val ran into two assaults.
Again.
Oh dear.
Meanwhile, you see the Cougar, the Flea, and the 20 tonner on the other team doing the proper thing. He's grabbing Kappa, which is completely free and open.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we've had 3 crossfires in the Echo 5. Revenants have completely rotated around the map. They've taken Theta. They've got Kappa. You know, their Battlemaster's trying to do some work up. Sorry, the Battlemaster and the Mad Cat are trying to do some work, but it's when you got 4 cats, it's a problem.
This Blackhawk and Irby have chosen to walk into this Daka Cyclops that would have no business shooting anything if they hadn't done that, by the way.
Yeah.
I just want to point that out. Like, back of Upper City, what's it going to do if they don't run into it? But they've come and they've taken this 2 versus 2. Captain Cat goes down. Obviously the Locust went down earlier, and now Lousy 10, I have to imagine is going to go down.
Probably not
back
too
shots on
far, yeah. Now, maybe if there's a lucky bat removal here, but Lousy, oh yeah, Lousy just got, yeah, slapped. Absolutely, yes. Deleted, slapped, because that is the old XL. You can't get away from that. Now, the only problem is CXF just have no mechs left at all. Your 2 traders are up there, sure, but, and they've got plenty of armor, but it's not much you can do about it. And now the other guys are just going to roll in the back here. Unfearing and Bucks as well. I got the Revenant Assault's going to just probably start shooting Pete in the butt, maybe. But yeah, I mean, it's 4 cap, plenty of armor. Axis goes down. Oh dear.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just one of those cases where they overreacted to those flanking shots from the Irby.
Yep.
If they had just sent their Irby to go kill him, which he did, but if they had just sent him, go kill that Urban mech, and then try again for Theta. Take the free kill and chill instead of trying to push Upper City. Make sure they don't lose Kappa. I think they could have won.
You could have sent the Locust up there as well, right? Just the 2 of them go up there, and then the Irby can just sit, and they can sit behind the rock. But the problem is, I think it was like 4 mechs shooting Captain Cat to 2 mechs of Crossfire shooting Good Try. So it was kind of there was too much from Revenants just shooting. So the Irby trade kind of wasn't really worth it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it needs to happen though. Like, they need to do that. It's just, they should have just went for that instead of trying to push Upper City. I mean, you saw the Locust basically, I have to imagine it suicided into the Cyclops and Bullshark, right?
Yeah, ran at the Bullshark, and then the Cyclops just shot it from the side straight away. Like, yeah.
Like, that Locust is actually quite powerful, and it wins against the Flea in a 1v1, for example. Imagine if it had been down at Kappa still. Killed the Flea that was by itself on Kappa, and then rotated it to get Sigma, for example. And then could potentially win the game doing that.
Yeah.
I definitely don't mean to call too much attention to, like, just the Locust pilot or the mech of CXF, but I do notice that a lot of these games, it has, like, overextended, and, that puts them in an awkward position, like CXF.
Yeah.
Capping is just so important when you have a big map like this, and
we give it up for free, right? Like, Revenants were just able to slow roll that. Sure, get the Irby, no problem. But after that, you kind of lost all your map control then, right? And the pressure, maybe not map control, more than map pressure, by controlling those caps. And then, like, okay, well, Revenants don't just get the game for free, or they don't get a cap for free. They have to work it, and then working it means you're going to take damage for it.
Yeah, I do want to say, like, the HPs are really close. The reason why I stopped, like, commentating so much is because it just didn't matter. Even if Lermgod had killed all 4 of them there, he still would have lost. Just off the caps, right?
Yeah.
Like, the game was decided when all those fast movers from CXF went down.
All right, now what do we got here? I'm fearing 760 in the Bullshark. Oh my goodness.
And Lerm did farm. He did farm.
And
probably
699 bacon. Yeah, see, again, they're doing lots of work, but not enough. Not enough. Locust didn't have any cap time at all. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so Unfearing and Baganor doing a lot of, and Lumi actually doing a lot of work there. for Revenants, all the big mechs and that binary hunchback. Lermgod doing a hell of a lot of work as well. Those Battle Master, but yeah, the CXF is kind of getting stuck diving, and that sort of cost them a bit actually.
Yeah, I guess that it was kind of their plan from Revenant. I have to take back what I said about the Cyclops, because I mean, it did its job. Once they came into it, it was just having a good time, right? So they must have known that was likely to happen, that they were likely going to force a rotation to Upper City. And
I mean, it held well. I mean, the AC5 like Pip Cyclops does exactly that. It's just dunk, 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 and you're gonna get cleaned up pretty efficiently.
Had doubts that CXF would ever be in range of it, really.
Yeah.
But they proved me wrong. That Revenant had a better idea of how that drop would play out than me.
All right, the map strat is up there if you want to do a quick doodle while I swap all these guys around and get ready for drop number 5.
So we had that Irby up here, and then a Cyclops kind of AFK in the back here for a while. Bull Shark up high there. I think, actually, I didn't really look at the south side too much. I have to imagine that the Hunchback pushed up to F5.
He did, yeah, F5. Basically F5, F6. And was sort of just harassing in and around Rock Garden until, in and around Rock Garden until, well, essentially the Irby got jumped, and then it was kind of, they slowly moved across.
Yeah, the Flea went to Kappa, and something like this, I have to imagine. And then on the other side, you saw like one of the strong creating positions with the Mark II was actually up there, and the Battlemaster was on Gamma. And then I think the Highlander was in G7 after grabbing Kappa.
Yep.
And CXF trying to get Theta, they had all their stuff like back here in these rocks, but the Irby started getting side shots, which is a huge problem. So they knew they had to go deal with it. They sent all of their mechs over to go deal with it. And after, the Urban Mech jumped up, Locust tried, failed, the Urban Mech jumped up, was fighting it. They chose I guess they decided, hey, we're already here, let's go pressure Epsi. And just kind of forgetting that there's 2 assault mechs that kind of want you to do that. And so the game was kind of decided in this area, with both Urbys going down around there. And then the Locust and I actually think the Locust, Shadowcat, Blackhawk, and the Urban Mech all died in that area for CXF, right? Like in the Echo 5, Echo 6.
So I'm just moving everyone around in the lobbies here. I don't know why I wasn't moving him. What the hell am I doing? Okay, there we go.
Well played by Revenant, though. They had clearly they had a good idea of how their job would play out, and they did a great job, controlling the map and forcing that bad movement from CXF, despite losing. Well, I'm not actually sure they lost the trades. Obviously, Lerm farmed, but in total, it looks like all the traders did quite good on Revenant. So, maybe going like even on the trades, but they had better map control and punished the lights of CXF pretty hard.
Well, the Revenant Pigs
to Kappa from the Flea.
The Revenant Pigs did get a lot of time to shoot 3-4 mechs for that part of the game. So definitely opportunity presented. Let's say that's for sure. Right now, last drop of the day, we have Revenants on Team 1 this time with CXF on Team 2. What do you do with CXF this game? Well, came out really strong in drop 1 and kind of been struggling a little bit in drops 2, 3, and 4. Do you just go, well, bugger it, let's just go get aggressive on them? How do you do it?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, KDCM showed a really solid push actually for the middle tonnage drop of River City last week, where they actually were able to take a drop off of Vile by just going full in with things like this Skokomish with SRMs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would be
surprised. Up to the F7 region, was it? I have not seen any of the names.
They basically they did like with their fast movers, they did this.
And right.
Their slower mechs actually went like this.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I can see that. Yep. Mm-hmm. Just clean everyone up on the way, right? Like one by one.
Yep.
It's literally
I don't think CXF would do that. I'd be surprised if CXF does that. I would expect probably similar to Reluthian, they're going to have a similar drop deck on both sides.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess that you're going to see Lerman a Trader. He's probably going to be up at Epsi. Maybe that Mark II will be up there as well. Maybe not. Maybe you'll have a trader down towards Sigma. And
Team
probably
one
fight for either Theta or Kappa.
Team one is locked in here. Some interesting
Bravo's so weird.
Some interesting spots, I think. When you look at
the Bravo.
Sleepy in Charlie Lance, Bacon Lord also in Charlie Lance. Unfearing in Alpha makes sense. That will be an assault. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I don't understand why you put anybody in Bravo, really. Especially like 3 people. There
got
must be something I'm missing.
Got 3 in Bravo and only 2 in Alpha.
Like,
this is interesting.
To Gamma, it's slower to Kappa. I think it's even slower to Theta than Charlie. So I don't understand why you're putting people there. Maybe it's to be less predictable with their movements. Like if you're Bravo, you know you could go either way.
You could go airport or lower. But yeah, okay, yeah, maybe it's a bit of a fake out, right? A bit of a
not let them know what you're doing so much. So that's the only thing I can think of. Okay. I don't know why else you'd put people in Bravo.
Yeah, it's interesting because of the players, right? Like Sleepy is generally the assault in Charlie. Unfearing would be assault usually in Alpha. I get those 2, but like, where's like, why Charlie over Bravo, right? Or over Alpha?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
we'll find out.
Maybe there's a spot around sort of here. Maybe he's sort of gonna go.
Charlie looks way closer to that, doesn't it?
Well, Sleepy is in Charlie, as opposed to the other 3 who are in Bravo. So maybe.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, why would you want to be in Bravo? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't know.
What does Bravo Lance do for you?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
It's slower to here. It's slower to the like where you circled in green. Like the only thing I can think of is that you don't want your opponent to know what you're doing, and so you put it in the middle cap so you can go left or right, and your opponents can't predict you. Okay. It's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Now, in counter to this, if CXF are about to lock in, they are all in mega heavy Alpha and Bravo with one of their live players in Charlie Lance. So it's not a big boy going to Epsi. I feel like this is a run at him.
It might be.
I feel like this might be a run and gun.
I'll tell you what, it's a play for Kappa. If not a full push. It's one of those 2. It's either a full send or you're going for Kappa.
Yep, true.
Which one?
For the 4 mechs in Alpha. 2 mechs in Bravo. Yeah. There's no E7 high upper city. there's nothing going on up there.
You have to be really, really careful because if you push like traders to Kappa, like into H6, you can control Kappa easy, sure. But from those positions, like there's the Citadel's blocking line of sight to Theta, right?
Yeah.
So it's really, really hard to control Theta, and then the enemy can just go grab Epsi because you're on the other side of the map.
You completely give up Epsi, like almost immediately. If Revenants spot this coming, they can basically go, right, 1 mech straight to Epsi immediately. Like just go, don't worry about it. We've got plenty of time. We can slow them up.
From the beginning of the game, the first thing I'm checking is like, okay, scout them and make sure it's not a full send. If it's not a full send, I'm sending 2 mechs up to Epsi, 2 of my fastest mechs up to Epsi immediately to grab that cap and maybe kill something if it's trying to defend it. 100%.
Now, what I might do, I might fly straight across to the Crossfire side, actually, because I think we kind of know roughly where Revenants are going to be. And if this is a speedy, let's go get into it approach, I want to have a look and see how they're potentially going to pull that off. Oh, boy.
Yep. Revenants was similar to what they ran last time. It's nothing
pretty same. Yeah.
I like the rival. It's been a while since I've seen that. I like one of my favorite mechs. See how it performs. But yeah, what do you see on that side?
I haven't jumped into anything yet. Just waiting for the mechs to arrive. I'm going to jump in the cockpits because for whatever reason, just that game does not get out of the cockpit nicely. All right, here we go. CXF, we have Battlemaster 1G, Ice Ferret, Stalker, Madcap 1, Penis Hawk, and an Irby. No, this is range from CXF on this side. Okay.
Not really. I mean, the Stalker's laser vomit. The Battlemaster's like a mega XL engine. You can tell it's going like 70-something kph. The Ice Ferret's micropulse. The Phoenix Hawk and the Vulcan are snubs. This is a push. It's just not like a brawl push, shoot your legs push. It's like an aggressive get in your face and start pop toting you.
Well, see, Mad Cat's still got Gaussy large. Battlemaster's still got Gaussy. Oh, sorry, ER large. But yeah, he's definitely moving. Like he's a fast Battlemaster. I mean,
it's a fast roll. It's just not like a full rule push. Like
yeah,
hug your leg.
all in brawl. And just looking at here, Rancor on the Revenant side, it's going to be ER large, Rival, Osiris, and Bull Shark. Just let me quickly check what that's going to be. Yeah, I'll see a large again. Yep, cool.
Some nice shots on Lerm at the beginning, denying that cap for a bit and getting some nice damage. Lerm down 10%.
So they have Theta. Crossfire have Theta. They are now getting Sigma, and they have Epsi. This is good.
I'm surprised that they managed to get Theta, but I expect they won't hold it for too long with how they're going to position here. Let's see where Pete ends up, because him crossing here is going to be difficult. He's going to eat a lot of damage, but I don't think he has another...
See, it's quite risky here, as you sort of said, right? Like, look where I'm just looking right behind sort of Theta and off to where Crossfire are. They can't really control Theta when Revenants get there. The only person that can really do it is sort of Axis, I guess. And I guess Captain Cat in the RB2C, but it's kind of risky, right? You're going to get caught alone
I
by being up there.
Can you check Sleepy's position? Because I want to point out that he sees towards Kappa, but he cannot shoot this Stalker as it approaches. So his position might seem better than it is. If the Stalker gets up to that Rock Garden and in range of that blast, it's going to tear him a new one. It's not even going to be close. So the Cyclops is rotating down there to make sure that he has help down there, if that happens.
Yeah, I feel like Sleepy's got some good vision up there, but diminishing shots once they come across. But again, Cyclops is here.
Leg open.
Cyclops is here.
Open, and he's going in. Val is going to...
Oh, what?
DC? I think he might have DC'd. Nope.
Did he DC? I don't know. He's got himself legged completely.
He's shooting the rival's leg as well, which probably not what I would do because you're going to struggle to get that. Okay, well.
Oh no, Crossfire again. They're down at a disadvantage now for the mechs, and the problem is now Peter's going to get crossfired because the Cyclops can just sit out here in the open from Bucks and absolutely pound Pete in that Stalker. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Pete is taking a lot of damage. Oh shit. He's dead. No, he's halved. He's gone.
He'll live, but yeah, he's like basically...
He's got nothing left. Yeah. So they've kind of given up that whole water side now. I mean, I guess Crossfire can kind of come left a little bit, but Revenant's kind of got this here. They've got the pop-tarting, what is it, the Vulcan. They've got the Osiris. Really high DPS on the Osiris and the Locusts. Kind of not much you can do from here.
He's trying to outtrade this Bull Shark, but that alone wouldn't be enough even if he could, and it's like an uphill battle.
Yeah.
It's a Battlemaster against the Mako, right? Like, if you're just staring at each other, the Battlemaster's gonna lose.
Bacon Lord is easily harassing the Stalker here for Pete and Nico. Actually, Nico and the Mad Cat is open CT already. Again, just getting kind of...
Lerm has about 3 seconds to live here.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I've just come across to that,
2, 3. Oh, he's still alive. Okay,
he's still alive? Okay.
Not for long, though. Probably 10 seconds.
Yeah. He's just got 3 mechs all over him. Yeah, that's not good.
Still alive.
Oh, he's still alive? Still. Oh, and now the Cyclops has joined in. Yeah, the Cyclops has kind of joined in and said, hello, I want some of the action too. Thank you very much.
And there he goes.
That was, you know what, that must have been a big LFE, not a very big TC on the Battlemaster, perhaps. That was wrong.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong about the XL. I thought that based on his speed, he was XL because he was so fast we can do. I guess so, yeah. Big LFE engine.
And Nico's moved across here into the F6 low ground on Theta, getting CT. I think he's just about dead there. Ooh, it's not looking good for CXF again in this game. Just the percentages, and they were kind of up early again with that 3 cap. It's kind of like the Luthien a little bit, where they had the caps. They didn't really need to go getting too wild too early.
Yeah. I think that their drop deck this time was like, it was kind of tough. I don't agree with putting a mid-range Stalker where Pete went, because unless you're going to force cap it with like everything, because as you saw, like, he doesn't have any cover.
Yeah.
Like, anything swings on him that has more sustained DPS than him, he's just cooked.
AKA Cyclops, right? Like, it was just bang, 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 and you can only shoot it once, twice, and you're done, you know? Like, you just really don't have anything.
Rotation from Bucks after they scouted that to rotate down there and just like hard punish. Just really, this drop was really clean for Remnants. I like how they played it.
Yeah, they were pretty quick on, obviously Sleepy's seen them coming. They were pretty quick to move to that, to stop that stalker. That was good.
I mean, Bacon was shooting them from the very beginning. I'm sure he called it as well.
Yeah.
Like rotate stuff down here. They're gonna try to go for Kappa. It was pretty obvious from
wow.
Lances too. Just like textbook from Revenants.
There we go. Cyclops doing a lot of damage acquisition there with 795. Rival doing pretty good in 719 as well. And then everything else rounding out pretty nicely there. And Lermgar doing good work there, 510. And Nico not too bad there, but all the others, Ice Ferret only 41, and then very low damage across the board for the rest. Being pressured like
tough.
They were.
Tough. I think it was from their drop decks and the fact that they had have the worst team side. I was surprised they got that at the beginning, but I think that was more Revenants just being super careful, making sure they didn't overextend. And yeah, it worked out well for them. Like really well played and well controlled game from Revenant there.
I'm on the map shot if you want to quickly draw it, but otherwise that is it for this match set. Revenants take it out 4-1 against Crossfire.
Yeah, so you kind of had 3 of CXF Max. Oh, I should use red. 3 CXF Max playing on Theta, like their stun pop turret stuff. The Ice Ferret tried to force on Kappa really early, and Pete was trying to, cross and get behind him. And then there was originally Lerm and Nikora on Sigma. Lerm actually rotated to go F6 to try to get another angle instead of pushing towards Kappa. But yeah, what happened was Bacon was in Kappa or on Kappa with a rival, pop turreting and screening off the Ice Ferret, and then the Cyclops rotated down with a blast whip high to shoot anything that the Ice Ferret when they were pushed in.
Yeah, Cyclops kind of went somewhere he sort of went here, I think, and then kind of came back around. Yeah, and then that was oh dear. That was when the oh dear started.
And it actually, explains why. I don't know exactly what the other mechs. I wasn't looking too closely, but it makes sense why you want this Sleipnir in Bravo, because it's exactly what we were saying. I was a little bit off the mark as to I don't think it was to hide anything. I think it was literally let's scout what they're doing, and then the Cyclops will go to whichever side we think that they're going to be aggressive on. That's why it's in the middle cap.
I think that's exactly the thought process that we both missed there. Definitely.
Yeah, and that makes complete sense. Yeah, again, really good planning from Revenants there. And yeah, I'm almost certain that was the idea there. Just, okay, let's scout them because they lock first in Team 1. Scout, see which side they're pushing, bring our stuff down there, crush them, and GG.
Pretty much.
Well played to them.
Yep, that's it. Well, that's on it. Rounds it out. 4-1 Revenants to over CXF, and that has absolutely secured Revenants' third position on the ladder. Coalition first, Vigilance second, Revenants third, Crossfire. I think that's going to depend on the 228 versus KDCM game as to where they finish. And I believe you're going to cast that one with Bowser soon-ish.
I think that's the plan. It should be in about 45 minutes.
45 minutes? Cool. All right.
Yeah, KDCM, as far as I'm aware, they can actually go all the way up to 4th now if they 5-0.
Yeah, they can. Absolutely they can. Yeah, they can take 4th. So, ooh. Oh, wow. It's going to be a spicy finish, actually. The winner.
Top 3 teams locked in, bottom 3 teams not locked in at all. They can all change depending on what happens here.
Bottom 3 can definitely change in all sorts of ways.
I'm thinking if KDCM wins 3 and 228 wins 2, then Clan Crossfire 228 would be tied. I don't know who won their match, but whoever won their match, it would be a tiebreaker. So yeah, really, really close to the bottom 3 teams. But congrats to Revenants for locking in 3rd place here and giving us a good match.
Yep, that's it. All right, beautiful, mate. Thank you very much for joining me on this one. And yeah, it's roughly 45 minutes. There'll be the next Div A game, as GRAM said, that will decide the bottom 4 positions for out of the last 2 teams playing. So it could go anywhere. So yeah, guys, make sure you come back in roughly 45 minutes. Thank you again for joining me, mate. And we'll catch all of you guys then for that one. Although I'm not casting that one.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Ash.
Alrighty, beauty. Nice, mate. Catch you. Alrighty, thank you, viewers, for tuning in. And yeah, like I said, 45 minutes, the finalization of the Div A ladder. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to go down to potentially drop 5. So we will see you guys all then. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye for now.